back inside the penalty box. I am Natalie Norrie alongside Hockey East Commissioner Steve Metcalf. We're back for episode 4 of 5 Minute Major. Steve, thank you for coming on today.
Natalie, great to see you again.
Good to see you too. So as we know, the NWHL is playing an abbreviated season in Lake Placid right now. There are 6 teams up there, but a large percentage of their rosters are women who came from Hockey East. So that's very nice to have that representation for the league, but what is your stance on them having the opportunity to play during the pandemic?
Well, I think it's great. They had a great idea, I think, of making their shortened season and having that kind of regular season and playoffs all rolled into one, going to one site, Lake Placid, historic, hockey venue, obviously, able to accommodate all the teams. There's lots of hotels right around the rink. And, I just think it's great for women's hockey and great for professional women's hockey that they were able to do this. And then they were also able to get a television deal out of it. So it's going to be on NBC, I think, the playoffs. And so that's going to be great exposure for women's hockey. There's some frustration, I think, by some parties. They don't have all the best players there. The Olympians chose to sit out a year ago, and I guess I'm loosely calling the Olympians. So they're not a part of it, which I think is a shame for the sport of women's hockey. But hopefully, all parties can kind of come together in the future and make a really sustainable professional women's hockey league where there's opportunities for women. And certainly, like you mentioned, there's plenty of women from Hockey East that they're playing out there and having some great success.
Right, and it's an unfortunate situation that some people have to sit out while others get the opportunity. But looking ahead to a situation where everyone does get to play, Hockey East decided earlier this season that all teams were going to make the postseason. So with that being the next major scheduling challenge, how are you looking at it, or how are you approaching it?
Yes, it's certainly great that we've got to have all teams in the playoffs, and I think that's great for the teams, great for the coaches, especially with so many unknowns about how many games you're going to play, who you're going to play, strength of your schedule, based on your opponents. And so having every team and, all the athletes have a chance to participate, I think was clearly the best decision for us this year. The playoffs will probably be spread out over a 2-week period for both the men and the women. And, the championship will still be on the same dates that it was previously, the championship game, just because the NCAA selections, are the day after. And so that date hasn't changed, and the date of the NCAA Frozen Fours, both on the men and women's side, have not changed. So we've just got to conclude our championship and crown a champion, right before selections, so they can, the NCAA committees can do their work and pick teams for the postseason.
Right. Now, I know UMaine is one of the only team actually in the league who doesn't play games at the Alpha on their home rink. So that's causing them to hit the road every week for games. Was it ever a possibility, especially looking ahead at playoffs, is it a possibility for the team to play in a bubble, or is that not the case because they also have obligations as being students?
Yeah, I don't think that was really, I think that was the bubble was a good idea. The NCHC did a pod on the men's side, and I think that was a great idea and a great fit for them. But I don't think that idea, it's not necessary for us. I don't think, because of our geography and our close geography. You're right. Maine has not been able to play at home. They've been the true definition of road warriors. I mean, they've had an unbelievable spirit about everything this year, and just going wherever we schedule them to go and going there with a great attitude. And, I guess we're still hopeful that before the end of the season, there is an opportunity for, the Maine hockey teams to play at home.
I guess on a final note and a more personal note for you, it's your first year of being in this role for Hockey East, and it's an interesting year at that. What do you think the most exciting or fulfilling part of being commissioner has been so far?
Well, this is certainly an interesting year. You're absolutely correct. I've said many times, I love the work and I love the people that I work with. So, if neither of those were the case, this would certainly be a really, really challenging year. But, this college hockey is a sport I love. I love Hockey East and really everything about the league and even going right through the Frozen Four. And, just being in the league for a long time, like I know, I knew all the coaches, I knew the administrators. So, and then, of course, the staff in the office, we work hard, but we have fun doing it. We love the work that we do. And, it's rewarding this year when we're able to make these games happen. And, I think that's why we do this.
Right, that's the name of the game this year, just working together and getting through it together. So we have reached the end of our time today. Thank you again for your time. It's always a pleasure. And we will see you next week.
All right, Natalie, thanks very much. Take care.
Thank you.